शीर्षक है शर्मा जी का बेटा, चलो आंकड़ों के गुलाम बन जाते। रियल लिंक टू द इंडस्ट्री। सुशांत लॉस इज, उंगली उठा के नहीं कह सकते तो फलाना सही, के सर, मनोज बाजपेयी सर, अमिताभ सर, आयुष्मान, सुशांत सिंह राजपूत। टेंशन यही था कि कविता लिख तो दी है, एक दिन इंस्टाग्राम पे बैठ के जो है ऐसे ही सुना देंगे, किसी दिन अपने गार्डन में बैठूंगा और पूरी कविता जो है वैसे ही बोल के सुना दूंगा सब लोगों को। मेरे one of my friends, so I just randomly narrated the poem to him and he said, "Bhai, now you leave everything and you leave everything on me, and I'm going to make sure that it becomes a good product." And my role ended with writing the poem. Everything else, with the music, with getting somebody to shoot it, everything else was done by Varun Gupta. Shishir Samant did the music, and so on and so forth. And then people kept attaching themselves to the project, and it just became one.
It is very beautifully done. Seriously, it's like, it stirs something inside you when you're listening to it, and that is the main aim of a poem, as for me, that something has to, click when you're reading it or listening to it. When did you share this with Sargun, and what was her take on it? And I know there's a lot of people who have been supporting you with the for this poem. So you tell me, how has the journey been with the poem?
The journey has been great. The first audience was actually not Sargun. The first audience was Sargun's sister-in-law. So we happened to be in Panchkula, और मैं Sargun एक meeting में थी, घर पे ही meeting हो रही थी. No, I think a Zoom meeting or something like that, but she was in the other room. And I was deliberating on whatever all of us have been going through collectively, all these experiences that have been happening. And I was sitting and I began to deliberate, और पहली लाइन लिखी, पहली के बाद दूसरी के बाद तीसरी, and I think 1-1.5 घंटे के बीता होगा, मैं वहीं बैठा हुआ था, तो चारू, my sister-in-law, she came and she was like, जीजू आप आए नहीं अंदर। मैंने कहा ये कुछ लिखा है, एक बार जरा सुन। So then she was the first one to hear it, and then of course Sargun's reaction was the most encouraging, and so then we knew that I'll at least maybe someday I'll read it out. I'll keep it with me, someday I'll just read it out. But then came Varun, and then came Shishir Samant, and then music happened, and the whole project happened, and it's there.
Right. And also from Ayushman to other actors from the industry have given you full support with it. What was the best compliment you received? And from whom?
Actually, now the poetry is also on other audio streaming platforms. So it's there on the Amazon Music and iTunes and other platforms also. But it's on Insta Music. So people have been taking lines that are relevant to them, and they've been making their own versions of Aakre, and there are so many of them. That is something that's giving me a lot of joy, because the intention of writing the poem was also that it is not my story in individuality. It's every artist's story, everybody who aspires to be an artist's story, and also how numbers are, ये जो आंकड़े एक ऐसी दीवार की तरह, which seems like an unsurmountable wall, or it seems like a deadlock which you can't break through. So, but it is not so. It is, you have the kind of capability, they can make you forget the inherent skill set and craft in you, but it still resides there. And it's only a matter of time when that becomes more dominant, and not your obsession with the rat race or the number game. The moment that becomes dormant, your inherent skill set will become dominant. So that was the point of the poetry, and I think there I'm happy to say that we have seen victory there. So.
But how did you come up with the title Aakde?
So पूरी कविता आंकड़ों के बारे में ही है. तो I think the first time the word आंकड़े comes in the poetry is when there is a line that says that तब ये पता चला कि नियत कलाकार और आंकड़े स्टार बनाते हैं, दुनिया से अलग हम भी नहीं, नियत से समझौता कर, हम भी चलो आंकड़ों के गुलाम बन जाते हैं. So from that point onwards, almost in every line or every alternate line, you have this word आंकड़े, because the poetry is essentially about numbers only, and that is the one lens that society or the industry or everything at large, it kind of has its own myopic view on your craft, and how they see good from bad, how they distinguish good from bad, bad from worse, is only from the lens of numbers. So maybe to some extent, we can do our bit and change that perception around. But it's an uphill climb, and it can't happen overnight. So.
But do you think right now, the situation we are in, things are going to change? Like, people are not going to see things as numbers and more as a performance or the hard work that has been put in? You think that's
maybe not overnight. Maybe overnight it'll be I think delusional to expect that kind of change suddenly happening. But yes, कहीं ना कहीं तो एक शुरुआत होती है. आप ये मतलब कम से कम हम इसके ऊपर तर्क वितर्क तो कर सकते हैं. We can have a debate and rebuttals on it, and we can keep chatting up once an idea from a micro level becomes macro. You know, at that point of time, I think that is when change actually begins to happen. So eventual victory is important, not so much immediate victory.
But these numbers have also put you under pressure when you're performing in the past.
Yeah, it definitely do. I mean, मेरी आज ही किसी से बात हो रही थी कि एक वक्त था कि आप ना टेलीविजन की जो रेटिंग्स होती हैं वो थर्सडेज को आती हैं. तो गुरुवार को जो रेटिंग्स आती हैं, आपका पूरा ध्यान जो है, पूरे हफ्ते का काम जो है, मतलब वो बुधवार को वो धुक-धुकी लग जाना कि यार पता नहीं थर्सडे को क्या रिपोर्ट कार्ड आने वाला है. वो एक अच्छी एनर्जी नहीं है. इट्स नॉट अ वेरी पॉजिटिव एनर्जी. इट इज अ रेस्ट्रिक्टिव एनर्जी. फिर अचानक वो रेटिंग आती है, अच्छी होती है तो आप सेलिब्रेट करते हैं, फिर उसके बाद अगले हफ्ते की चीज में आप लग जाते हैं. और आप हर चीज जो है वो वैलिडेशन, वो नंबर्स, वो जो आंकड़े के रूप का, वो जो यू नो इन द फॉर्म ऑफ दैट रेटिंग, what you're doing is to get to that Thursday. The race is from Thursday to Thursday. In films, from Friday to Friday.
Correct.
You know, and maybe the music industry from millions to millions. You know,
Right.
but I think आंकड़े एक ऐसी चीज है ना जो सिर्फ परसेप्शन क्रिएट करते हैं. They are like a ghost. You know, they just create a perception. और वो जरूरी नहीं कि वो परसेप्शन पुख्ता हो.
Correct.
हमेशा जरूरी नहीं है.
Right. So now that you have written one poem, can we expect you to write some more and release it for all of us? Have you begun
Yes, I
writing?
intend to actually. I have finished one also. And अभी अब बात तो मैंने उसके बारे में करनी शुरू कर दी है. वो भी एक रैट रेस के बारे में ही है, एक ओवरटली कॉम्पिटिटिव वर्ल्ड जो हमारा है उसके बारे में. और उस कंपटीशन की जो शुरुआत है वो हमारे बचपन से ही शुरू हो जाती है. जब आप स्कूल में जाना शुरू करते हैं तो आपके माता पिता आपको किसी एक लड़के की तरफ पॉइंट करके दिखाते हैं कि देखो वो लड़का जो है ना, look how well he is doing in his academics, look how well he is doing, such a good sportsman he is, become like him. तो हमारे अक्सर वो जो हमें एक बताया जाता है कि मुझे एक मजाक भी चलता रहता है आजकल, एक जोक या मीम चलता रहता है, शर्मा जी का बेटा, कि हर किसी की लाइफ में वो एक शर्मा जी का बेटा जरूर होता है. तो ये जो कविता है अगली, वो इसी कॉम्पिटिटिव काइंड ऑफ इनहेरेंट कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस के बारे में ही है, और इसका शीर्षक है शर्मा जी का बेटा. So वो उसके ऊपर भी मतलब आई थिंक जल्द मैं लिख ली है. अब उसको हमें सोचना ये है कि किस तरीके से उसको आगे लेकर के आना. I'm yet to write the last paragraph of that poem. I'm still clueless about how to end it. So let's see.
Where do you draw your inspiration from? Like ऐसी रोज जो होता है हमारे आजू बाजू, उसको देख के you draw the inspiration, or there's something else behind it?
तो ये जो बातें हैं ये तो कहीं सुनी नहीं है, तो आप बीती बातें. हाँ, we are a part of the society. ये नंबर गेम हमने बहुत करीबी तौर पे हम सब ने देखा है, आपने भी देखा है, मैंने भी देखा ही है, और every other artist also who's finding a resonance with the poem, he or she has also been a victim to the number game, you know, at some point of time or the other. So but जहाँ रही शर्मा जी का बेटा, उसकी बात रही, तो हम एक कॉम्पिटिटिव वर्ल्ड का हिस्सा हैं. वो चाहे आप हो अपनी इंडस्ट्री में, चाहे हम हो हमारी इंडस्ट्री में, या कॉर्पोरेट इंडस्ट्री हो, या प्राइमरी स्कूल हो, या बोर्ड एग्जाम्स हो, या कोई और जगह हो, या फिर मतलब शादी करने की रेस हो या बच्चा पैदा करने की रेस हो. हमेशा कोई एक होता है जो आपसे पहले वो करता है, और वो आपके लिए वो रेफरेंस पॉइंट बन जाता है. तो ये जो कविता है वो उसके बारे में, हम वो जी ही रहे हैं चीजें, वो आप बीती है कहीं ना कहीं, तो वो हम लोगों की सबकी लाइफ में हो ही रहा है. तो मेरा अटेम्प्ट यही है कि मतलब हम लोगों की सबकी कहानियां जो है अलाइंड है. तो जो भी लिखूं, मैं पहले बात तो ऐसे कह रहा हूँ, पता नहीं किस लेवल का मैं पोएट हूँ या क्या, मतलब बस वही है कि अपने जो भी ख्याल मैं कागज पे डालूं वो ऐसे हो कि हम लोग सब लोग जो है उसके साथ अपनी रेलेवेंस जो है फील कर पाएं, क्योंकि हम सबकी शेयर्ड कहानियां ही हैं. हम लोग एक दूसरे से बहुत जुदा नहीं है. वी आर शेयरिंग द सेम एक्सपीरियंसेस. बस so just that is the intention of it. Let's see.
Right. So coming a little off the topic, but it is relevant because we both are from the same industry. You know what is happening right now, the entire scenario regarding the death of Sushant and what it has led to. What is your take on it, on the insiders and outsiders? I know even in the TV industries, things like this happen. So,
Sure.
what is your take on it?
I haven't been a part of the film industry. Of course, first addressing Sushant's loss is not just a creative loss. Everybody has been feeling that vacuum in their own life, as if they're someone who was so close to them, their close relative, or their cousin or their brother has gone away. So everybody, it's been a month, but time and again you go back to that feeling of vacuum. Whether you knew him personally or not, you're feeling that vacuum. I think that's the power of a well-lived life, inspirational life, which Sushant had. And he, his bio says a photon and a double slit. Which basically means that he's battled. I find it to be extremely cryptic. And I feel that what he's probably trying to say is to do with his struggles and his various journeys within the industry. That he's in an impossible world. He's achieved an impossible breakthrough, and also the subsequent breakthrough was also an impossible breakthrough, and that series of impossibilities have continued. So, which is why his life is so inspiring, and that is probably why all of us are feeling that huge vacuum in our life till date. And I think this vacuum is never going to leave us. Whether or not we knew Sushant is always forever going to be a part of our life. And every time we see his face on Instagram or we see his face everywhere, we feel that personal connect and we send him a prayer for his eternal happiness, which will guarantee his eternal happiness in whichever dimension he is, and which will keep him thriving and vibrant and inspirational there too. So, having said that, the current debate, we, as in a huge number of us, are of course outsiders with no real link to the industry. But now we do have a link to the industry. We are a part of the industry, and that we have the television industry to thank, because the television industry has embraced us with absolutely no prejudice, with कोई भेदभाव, किसी भी भेदभाव के बिना, किसी भी myopic point of view के बिना, television industry has embraced like hundreds and thousands of artists, and we are all not just surviving but thriving because of this fantastic industry. So yet it does pain me when I see the due credit that the television industry deserves. It is not given to it. It is a huge industry in terms of volume, in terms of employment, in terms of generation of revenue. It is unlike any other industry, and so it's contributing to the Indian economy also. In such a huge way. A huge part of the Indian entertainment industry is the Indian television industry. Yet somehow वो किस reason से एक point of view बनता है, I think वो कभी हम pinpoint नहीं कर सकते. शायद इसलिए हम किसी के ऊपर उंगली उठा के नहीं कह सकते फलाना इंसान गलत है और फलाना सही, या फलाना गलत है और फलाना इंसान जो है ऐसा है या वैसा है, because the reason is it's a mass point of view. It is and that point of view has to change first of all. The evil is in the point of view. What is incorrect is the perception, is the lens with which we are viewing an actor, and we categorize that actor as a TV actor or a web actor or a film actor. He is an actor. He is an actor. He is performing in front of a camera. So through that lens, the entire world is seeing him, no matter which platform that actor is on, is at. So I think that due credit, irrespective of the medium, an actor who's giving his best in front of the camera deserves. And so I think the least we can do right now, and I'm happy to also say that for various reasons that that myopic point of view is now evolving, which is a very good thing. So it goes to say that rather than getting into a debate of right and wrong, every point of view tends to get redundant after a point of time, after which it automatically metamorphosizes and you have a newer, more upgraded, a more evolved point of view, which is happening as we speak. So that at least, I mean, we can focus on the good, and we know that right now things are changing. At least now things are changing, which is a good thing. With the advent of OTT, so many actors who were fantastic, whose craft was right up there. I mean, who every time would come on screen and would just light up your synapses. Like KK sir, for that matter. Manoj Bajpayee sir, for that matter. they are getting a very necessary due credit in current time. Now, it was beyond our foresight until maybe 5 or 6 years or 10 years back.
Right.
कि ये मीडिया में आएगा OTT, which will give that kind of platform and pedestal and due credit to so many fantastic actors, and will generate another medium of employment and relevance. So जैसे ये हुआ है वैसे आगे भी चीजें होंगी, और जो चीजें पहले दकियानूसी थी वो बदल जाएंगी और एक नया ख्याल इमर्ज हो जाएगा. शायद उसके अपने challenges होंगे मगर वो भी ओवरकम हो जाएंगे. So that's how I think evolution is the way of the world. Change is the only constant.
Right, rightly said. That's why the line between the television to Bollywood and now the web is
blurred. It's over.
Yeah, it's blurred. Yeah, it's blurred right now, and that's a good thing for all of us, for all the actors actually, to try their hands. Earlier they used to be scared to try their hands at something. Now they are free to do whatever they feel like or whatever character they want to take it up because it's open now.
और ये भी आप देखें कि जब भी ये दकिया, like the strongest of perspectives, at some point of time or the other, even if it's for a temporary phase, they take a back seat, at which time a massive breakthrough happens. And whenever this kind of a lens for television actors has taken a back seat, you've had some fantastic entries from television into the film industry, which have brought a lot of honor and respect to the industry at large. So whether it is Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, whether it is Shah Rukh sir, whether it is Amitabh sir post KBC, also of course Amitabh Bachchan is a legend from 1974, and even before that, I mean, his fight and his grace. But there was that phase where television contributed a whole lot, and he gave television also so much. So I hold Mr. Bachchan in the highest regard at so many levels. More few names. Ayushmann, again, a product of television. When he went to films, he got so much honor, so much contributed so much revenue, contributed to so much respect for the medium. Sushant Singh Rajput, another product of television, has brought so much honor to both the mediums. So very clearly the lens is redundant. So basically I was saying that these big names like
Sushant,
these huge names like Amitabh sir, Shah Rukh sir, Ayushmann, Sushant, they've got the industry at large so much respect and regard, so clearly the lens and that perspective is a redundant perspective.